First of all, I think people need to be experts in what they do, which means everybody has to work hard. You have to put your head down, you have to work, you have to understand what you're doing. You have to be a content expert. You need to know what it is so that somebody can rely upon you for whatever that body of information is. So the very first thing is you can't get away with not working hard, and becoming that expert is number one, the most essential thing that you have. The second thing is, I think people need to be leaders. People need to stand up and be heard. And just the other day, I got the young girl that I had dinner with, she said to me, what do I do? Like, how do I become successful? How do I become you? And I was like, you can't become me. You must be successful in your own right. But I said, take this. I said, start off with the fact that you need to be a leader. And she goes, well, how can I be a leader? She said, I'm not in that kind of role. And I said, you'll be invited to meetings. I said, at every meeting that you go to, have your voice heard. Think of something that you can add to the conversation. Do not walk away from that meeting being a silent person at the table. Say something. And if you are totally clueless because you just started, ask a thoughtful question. Have your voice heard. Because the more you do that, the more people will see that in you and recognize you as a leader, because a lot of people won't do that. I said, another thing I think you have to do is you got to take risks. One of the things that I've done my whole career is I've taken risks, and I'm okay with taking risks. I realize I'm going to fail sometimes, and I'm okay with failing because I've tried and I've given it my all. But if you take risks, that could be taking a tough assignment that you're like, I'm not sure I can do this. Take it anyways. Take it. Because if you take it and you throw yourself at it, you'll be successful. The other thing is take an assignment that is cross-country. Be willing to go to Europe on an assignment. Be willing to go out there, because that'll add diversity and breadth to your brand, to who you are. It'll also give you, kind of a global perspective that a lot of people in the US don't have. It'll make you as a person more valuable. So I think people need to take risks and be willing to go out there and put themselves out on the edge, because that's where they're going to grow. And the last thing, which is I think where people need to listen, it's the one snippet of advice I give that I think is just gold, maybe platinum. I think people need to quantify their value, and they need to get paid for it. And this is where women especially struggle just in ways I can't even imagine. And I have this little trick that I do even today, like this morning I did it. I have an Excel spreadsheet that I start at the beginning of the year. It's a plain old Excel spreadsheet. Everybody knows Excel. And I start off and I put down things that I have accomplished. And I seriously put down things that I accomplished. I hired this senior person. I did this partnership, strategic partnership. I, did a mutual separation today. I did a transaction. I brought a client in. It could be 100 different things. And every time I do something that is noteworthy, I put it in my Excel spreadsheet. And at the end of the year, when it's my time to do my self-evaluation for my performance, I look at this spreadsheet and I start to aggregate all the things that I've done. And due diligence. I've done due diligence to bring in clients into our company, which meant I had to answer, 4,682 questions during the year. If you didn't add those together and you didn't put them on your spreadsheet, you would never be able to say, I did over 4,000 answers to these due diligence questions. And people would go, you did due diligence? And they would dismiss it. But they can't dismiss the numbers. They can't dismiss what you really brought as value. So when you quantify that and you put it in front of people, that is so impactful. And it's like, this is what I've done. This is the value that I brought to this table. And by the way, I should get paid for it. People forget there's a correlation between value that you give and remuneration you should receive. And women forget about asking for that and demanding that people listen to it and recognize it. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're here to grow our value, create our brand, and be able to value from it.